Hey guys, so in this video I'm gonna give you my predictions of New War and beyond, as well as I'm gonna give you like a little glimpse as to what I thought was going to transpire before TennoCon. So before TennoCon and before we got to see like a glimpse of the New War, just my pure assumptions, I kind of hit the nail on the head when talking to my friends and family members that play. So what I was saying was basically the sentients have been doing who knows what for how long. The whole time we were in cryo sleep after the war, they were just doing what? They were building. They weren't sitting around watching Netflix. That's for damn sure. So the amount of them that they could have kept reproducing, if they can still reproduce, the amount of them that they could be would be an astronomical number. If it was hard to beat them before, it should be ridiculous to beat them now, especially that we don't have the might of the Orcan Empire anymore, and we've been killing each other since then, right? And we've been asleep in cryo sleep for, like I said, a long time. And this whole time they could have been doing this, which means there's too much. If it was hard for us before, it would be too much for us to take on now. So I had predicted that we were going to have to team up with the Grenier and the Corpus. I didn't really think Tension had like a group, so I didn't put him in the equation. But I did think that we were gonna have to unite under a single banner, like even the syndicates and even like little fractions here and there in different places. We would just have to all group up to fight this and maybe win, maybe, I don't know, but that was my assumption. So next up, what I think other players think it's going to happen is they think we're just going to group up with the other syndicates and, you know, kick ass and take names and come on top. That's what I think other players think is gonna happen, but that's not what I think is gonna happen. So what I actually think is gonna happen is the sentients are basically like running around, and I think they're gonna be like, you know, like what is it, like these guys from Chronicles of Riddick, they're gonna be like convert or fall forever kind of mentality. They're just gonna take everyone, those Tension and the Grenier and the Corpus that we saw in TennoCon. I think they're gonna be bosses. That's honestly what I think. I think they keep taking people, and these people are going to, they could have been our friends in the past, but now they're sentients and they're against us. So we have even a worse battle than I thought it was gonna be, because there might be little kids there. There might be like, I don't know, other characters we've seen throughout the story could be our enemy right now and lost to us, kind of like Sonic. I don't know if you guys know like the canon of Sonic, but it's not all cute and cuddly. It's kind of like the robots you're fighting, those used to be little animals. Those used to be like your friends, your allies, but they're gone forever. They're just, you can't get them back. They're gone. So it's kind of like, it's not just that your friend is dead. It's kind of like your friend is dead, and then it's a slap in the face because you have to fight their mutilated self, and you're not gonna get them back. Yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog was kind of more deep than people think if you like go into the comics, but never mind. But that's what I think is gonna happen here. I think we're gonna have to fight a lot of our own people or people we know. Maybe there'll be bosses, the unique people we know. Like Tension is probably gonna be from my opinion, I think he's going to be a sentient boss. So yeah, we get to play as him. Yeah, we get to run around and you know, build some kind of affinity for him, and then boom, he's lost to us, and now we have to take him on. I think that'd be a good story, and I think that's what is gonna happen. So next up, I want to talk about the trailer really quick. The last trailer that came out, like, that was emotional. That hit me hard. I'm an INFJ, if you guys know what that is. That I felt the emotions that they were feeling. So bravo, you did very well, DE, on the micro expressions and stuff like that, because I felt what they were feeling. And as for like let's say the Lotus. I've seen some players in different places, they're talking about they want to fight the Lotus, they want to kill the Lotus for betraying us and stuff like that. I honestly don't think that's gonna happen. I think that would be really bad for the story. Like she's a centerpiece to Warframe. It's like losing Excalibur forever. It doesn't make sense. She's a core fundamental piece. So yeah, it's good story to have us lose her, and it's really emotional, and even have her on the enemy side. But just because you're on the opposite side of the battlefield doesn't mean you have to kill each other. Like, why are the sentients even here in the first place? Like, they're really not our enemy. Like, when I first started playing a few years back and I learned about the sentients, I felt bad for them. I'm like, these guys are victims. I didn't know we were victims back then, but I sure as hell knew they were victims. And now if you think about it, we're victims too. Like, are we their enemy? They were a tool for the Orokin. So yeah, they have the right to hate the Orokin, and they got screwed over, just like we did. We were a tool and a weapon for the Orokin too. They sacrificed us like pawns. Why are we fighting each other? We're both casualties. We're both victims of the same abuser. So maybe they want retribution for the dumb shit that happened in the past, like, because we did take out their people and they took out some of our people. Obviously little kids were lost to sentience. It had to have happened, because that's what happens in war. Casualties on both sides, and in, you know, other people as well. But I don't see why we're actually fighting each other. Like, maybe they want vengeance, like I was trying to say. Maybe they want vengeance for us fighting them before, but Nata knows the truth of what happened. Like, we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice to fight. And then when we actually started to think for ourselves, or because of Nata telling us, you know, what we should do, perhaps, we went against the Orokin. The Orokin is both of our enemies. If we could go back in time or something, some kind of time rift, and the Orokin, the might of the Orokin Empire is there, do you think we're gonna go back and be like, all right, let's kill the sentients with the Orokin? No, we would be like, let's kill the Orokin with the sentients. That's what should happen. Why are we fighting each other? It doesn't make sense. But they are the enemy in front of us, and they still have that old mentality of like, oh, we got to take out the Orokin Empire. They're the weapon of the Orokin. Let's destroy them. Sure. But Nata is with them now, and she could explain like, hey, look, I don't, like, think about it. She loves us. That is real. She wasn't playing us. She wasn't like trying to manipulate. She's been helping us, and like helping the freaking the origin system, and helping every tunnel. For how long? Since the war, since the old war. And why? Because of some nefarious thing? No, she did it because she liked us, because she loved us. She was trying to take care of us. Sure, she had a moment of weakness when she realized, oh shit, my people. Oh, I forgot what I was doing, and my people are here. Yes, it's like you're fighting a war, but your family's on the other side of the war. You're like, oh, you're not just gonna open fire on them. You're gonna be like, oh shit, guys, you know. You're gonna have a moment of weakness where you're like, you don't know what to do. That's what happened. That's what I saw happen. She's just like, this is my family. My family's here. My people. But now she's put in a hard situation. It's like, what side do you take? Why are you taking a side at all? You're the common ground. You're the link between these two fractions. Do I think we're going to fight the sentients? Obviously, we're going to slaughter many of them, and they're going to slaughter a lot of our stuff too and destroy places. Of course. But at the end of the day, do I think they were going to have to kill the Lotus? I don't think we're going to kill the Lotus. And I don't think she's going to kill us. I think we're put in a spot where we're face to face on the battlefield, and we probably will fight, but I don't think a death would occur. It would also be pretty bad story-wise to lose the Lotus. Like, up to this point, it's a good story to have her, our enemy, have her lost to us. Like I said, it's very emotional. It's a good plot. Even if they're going to make a show or a movie, it would be good as well there. And you could even have it there, one side kills the other for a movie or a show. Sure, that would be a great or a book. That'll be a great ending, because it'll leave you like, damn, what the heck. But the fact that this is a game that continues and it keeps going on basically as long as they can, why would they get rid of her now? Like, they're not going to get rid of us, obviously, because we're the player. So it would be that she loses, she would die and just be gone out of the story forever. That's not a good plot for a continuing story. So I don't think we're actually gonna lose her. I don't think he's a bad storyteller. I think they're really good. So I think they put us against her because it's emotional, but at the end of the day, we're not gonna lose. We're gonna get her back, or we're gonna find common ground, or we're gonna agree to disagree. But she loves us, and we obviously love her. You saw the trailer. Both of them didn't want to fight each other, but they were pitted against each other. So what do? You stand on the battlefield looking at each other. What can you do? So how I think it's gonna end is the battle's gonna end. It's basically gonna be like, we defeat her, and we're like, stand down, Lotus. I don't want to kill you. And if even given the choice, honestly, me personally, if I was given the choices like kill the Lotus or let her kill, I would rather die than kill her. Like, personally, as my character, that's what I would choose. And some people may say like, we have to lose the Lotus because we're like, she's like the mother figure and we're like kids, so there has to come a point where like you get out of your parents' shadow and you become your own person. I get what you're trying to say, but Nata is not doing that herself. Nata is the child in this situation. She's the one who needs to grow up. I'm not trying to like pick on her or like trying to insult her. What I'm trying to say is like, honestly, she needs to grow, because her family came and they are like, we're supposed to be doing this, and she's like, yes, we're supposed to be doing this. That's not what she wants to do. That's not what she's been doing privately when they weren't looking. She has her own goals, her own ideas, her own passions, and they are not in alignment with what her family, what her people want. So for her to grow as a person, for her to evolve, for her to become an adult, she has to be the one that's like, look guys, I don't actually want to do what you're doing. I think this is stupid, and if you're going against my children, you're my enemy. Like, I'm sorry, but they're mine now. That's what she should do. To be mature, she should make her own choices, and that's the choice she wants to make. So make it. Grow the fuck up and make that choice. I'm pretty sure people will understand, most of them anyway. But it would be really cool if there's a divide, because then it shows that the sentients aren't just like mindless automatons. Like, there's different ones with different viewpoints, just like humans. That'd be awesome. And I think that's what should happen. I think that's what probably will happen. And obviously, if that does happen, she's not going to be 100% overjoyed, because she's going to lose family members and sentients that may be important to her. But I'm pretty sure she would choose that over losing us, her children. So in the trailer, when she's like standing face to face with the tunnel, it looked like she was waiting for us to make a choice. She's basically like, convert now, fall forever. I don't want to kill you. And then she's leaving us to make the choice. Maybe she even wants us to kill her because she doesn't want to betray her family or betray us. So she's just gonna have us kill her, is what I think she may be doing. Because she doesn't want to make the choice. So my predictions for the future, and I'm not just talking about gameplay, I'm talking about like story. What I would write if I was the writer for DE. Basically, there has to be an explanation as to why the sentients are here, not just they want vengeance. That seems very human, very shallow. It's just really pathetic that they just want to get vengeance after all these years against us. That's not even the Oregon. We were a weapon for the Oregon, sure, but we were slaves. It was a slave army, basically. So I think they would come up with a deeper story. Sure, it's cool to fight them, no doubt, because they're a mighty force, so it would be fun to fight them. But story-wise, it doesn't really make sense that they just I'm gonna be your enemy because I can. Like, that's old school Batman villain logic. I'm bad because I'm bad. It's just dumb. So I don't think they're gonna do something shallow like that. I think, and if they are doing something like that, I think they'll fix it later, where it's like, okay, they need to have a good explanation as to why they're in the origin system. And what I would write, which is the point that I'm trying to make, what I would write in the story is perhaps they left the tile system because there is something worse than sentience there, and they got bumped out, and they're trying to find a place of their own, so they went back to the origin system, you know, to have a place, or maybe even to build an army strong enough to get new weapons, new technologies that could maybe beat them. That's what I would write in. A new enemy in the tile system. Sure, there's sentience throughout from here to there, probably filled throughout the whole entirety of from here to there. But ultimately, when you get over there, I think it'll be amazing if there's a worse enemy. And that is why the sentients are here. That's what I would write. Because the story has to keep growing. There has to be new stuff implemented all the time. It can't just be Grineer, Corpus, Infested forever. We need new people, which is why sentience came into the equation at all. And probably why they brought Oregon back as well. Because we needed something fresh. But it needs to make sense to the story that already exists. So now they could add a new chapter after all of this new war. It doesn't have to be anytime soon. It could be like unknown for a long time, and then it's like, oh, this is why the sentients were coming, because they got bumped out by this alien group that's in the tile system. Or maybe there's multiple alien groups in the tile system, but they're way superior to the sentients. And then that's our next chapter. Maybe it's even like Natal's like, can you help my people? Because, you know, we're not going to stay in the origin system because, you know, that's your guys. You guys want it. You guys beat us. You know, let's have peace. But we can't go over there because they're crazy. They're too strong. Help us. Can you help us defeat them so we could go there instead? That would be a good next chapter from my point of view. Maybe it's not a great next chapter, but I think it's better than like, oh, more Grineer, oh, more Corpus forever. It's like, give us something fresh, some aliens out there, you know, maybe some Doctor Who time warpy stuff too. I'm not just talking about like us time jumping to the future. I'm talking about like maybe we find a time rift where we could jump back and maybe we sabotage the Oregon. And I'm not even going to go into detail about like the man in the wall, interdimensional creatures, and we'll save that for another day. That's a completely different thing. And my predictions could possibly be wrong, but if they are, then I think the next likely scenario would be that the sentients actually have some kind of persuasion that you can't fight. Like they have some kind of mind controlliness, and that explains how they're taking people, because sentients are supposed to be sentient, right? But have free will, think for themselves. But if they're taking tension and the Corpus and the Grineer, then wouldn't they have the free will to do whatever they want and still fight the sentient? No, but then I think they're gonna fight us, so they don't have free will. And it would be that maybe that's what's happening to Lotus. Like she's trying to fight it, but she can't because they have some kind of control over her mind, her body. And maybe that's how we get everybody back, because who's gonna like be the guy in the store for steel essences? Who's gonna give us gift of the lotuses if these people are gone? So maybe they're not gone. Maybe we somehow break the mind control, whatever it is, whoever's doing it, we stop it and we end the war that way. Maybe. However, I wouldn't bet on that, because that seems like really shallow. It seems like a dumb story. I think the stuff I gave before is more along the lines of what they probably are doing. I hope it's better than something I can think of, but I honestly think it's going to be similar to what I was saying earlier. I think that's the route. Because if you look at the emotions of Lotus in the video, there was pain. Like, she loves the Tenno. She doesn't want to fight the Tenno, but she doesn't want to betray her family as well. So she's put in a hard situation. I don't think it's as easy as she's just mind control. I think she's just stuck in a bad situation and doesn't know what to do about it. So it's leaving it up to us to decide for her. Another easy explanation for the story, I don't think this is what they did, but it could be, is that Lotus literally is still on our side and has always been on our side, and she's just basically sabotaging her own people from within, leading them to their doom. They have this faith in her and they believing she's gonna do all this stuff, and she actually sets them up for failure and has been on our side the entire time. I hope that's not the case, but it's possible. But like I said, I have more faith in DE's storytelling, so I don't think they're gonna do something simple like mind control, or that she's just simply on our side. So if any of you made it this far and listened to all of that, what do you guys think it's gonna happen? You only got a few days left before it's not a prediction anymore. So I'd love to hear. Are we gonna be forced to kill the Lotus? Is she gonna be removed from the story? What's gonna happen?